Hello learners and welcome to your natural sciences lesson. So today we're going to be dealing with a series circuit. So what is a series circuit and what does it entail? But before we get down to that, did you know that series circuits are used in strings of Christmas lights? So the Christmas lights that you see every year around December, those ones, they use a series circuit. So throughout this lesson, we're going to be diving deep into what a series circuit entails and what are the components that are making up a series circuit. So by the end of this lesson, I want you to be able to know the following things. Number one, I want you to be able to explain what a series circuit is. I also want you to be able to explain the effect of resistors in series, so the effect of resistors in series on the current and resistance of the circuit. And then lastly, I want you to be able to draw a circuit diagram that is now having to do with a series circuit. So draw a circuit diagrams of series circuits. Now, for us to be able to achieve these goals, we are going to do the following thing. We're going to take the main idea being the series circuit and break it into two components, whereby we're going to be firstly looking at the components of an electrical circuit, and then now also be looking at how to draw a simple series circuit diagram. So the main idea is a series circuit, and from that we're going to start by looking at the components of an electrical circuit, and then after draw the simple series circuit diagram using the components that we find in an electrical circuit. Things that you already know about electricity or about circuits in general. We know that an electric current is the movement of charge in a closed conducting circuit. So an electric current is the movement of charge, and that is happening in a closed conducting circuit. Number two, electrons can be transferred between objects resulting in a charge on an object. Remember, when these electrons are transferred between objects, the objects that receives the electrons and the object that transfer the electrons, they're going to have a different charge, assuming that they were starting from a place whereby now the number of electrons and the number of protons were equal. So the ones that transfer electrons will, after having transferred the electrons, be more positive, or we have a positive charge. And the ones that receive, or the ones that accept the electrons, will have a negative charge. So that means a substance that is going to receive the electrons is going to be known as your anion, and the substance that is going to transfer the electrons is going to be known as a cation. So these are going to be now the objects that are charged. So when objects are charged, they will be given these names: an ion for a negative charged object, and then a cation for a positive charged object. Remember, cations, those are the ones that transferred the electrons, so they become more positive. And then the anions, those are the ones that received or accepted the electrons, so they became more negative. Now, what you already know about this is that electrical cells are the source of energy for the electric circuit. So the electrical cells, if it's one, it's a cell; if it's more than one, it's a battery. So that is now going to be the source of energy for the electric circuit. So with what we know, can we then be able to answer the following questions? The question is, what is an electric circuit? Now, that is a conducting pathway for electricity. So when electricity is moving from one terminal to the other and then moving through wires to the other terminal, then that is now a conducting pathway for electricity. That's now our electric circuit. Question 2. What are the benefits of electroplating? So why do we electroplate? We electroplate because of the following. To make an object shiny, so if we want to make an object look shiny, we're going to electroplate. We also electroplate because that helps to prevent an object from rusting. We know that certain metals, they rust easily, like iron. Iron rusts faster. So for us to prevent iron from rusting faster and easily, we're going to electroplate it. Remember, this electroplating is the coating of this particular metal with another metal of desirable characteristics. So we want to now prevent this iron from rusting. So we're going to coat this iron with either a gold, a silver, or even platinum, because we know that those ones, they do not rust. However, we can also coat this iron with a metal that takes a long time to rust, like zinc. So basically, when we electroplate, when we want to prevent an object from rusting. Now, by preventing this object from rusting, we know that it is going to mean that this particular object that we have electroplated, it is going to last longer. So the other reason why we electroplate is so that the object that is electroplated, it can last longer. So those are some of the reasons why we electroplate, to make an object shiny, to prevent it from rusting, and also to make it last longer. So throughout this lesson, we're going to be using words that are going to better explain what you're going to be going through in the lesson, or what you're going to be talking about when we are looking at the series circuit. So we're going to be using words such as electrons, a series circuit, electric circuit, and electric current. Now, before we start with our first concept, we're just going to quickly go for a short break, and I will see you just after this.